Hey guys, it's Tanky here, looking to start off a series in Fallout New Vegas, just to play the game and have a bit of fun going for a playthrough. Being recorded on Xbox 360, there's just going to be the base game, there's no mods installed. As I complete the game, I'm not going to be saying any spoilers or anything, so if it somehow is the first time you've seen this story, I won't spoil anything. Like, I might talk about broader concepts, but there's not going to be any spoilers for the actual main story. I'm keen to revisit this. I haven't played it in a few years. It is something that I'm excited to actually spend some time in and share. I've got the DLCs installed, like Dead Money, Honest Hearts, Old World Blues, and Lonesome Road. I'll be playing on hard difficulty, just going through it, taking it pretty easy. Just a bit of fun, really. So we're going to jump into it. If you want to skip the actual intro cutscene, I think it goes for a few minutes, I'll put a timestamp right here that you can just skip to that time and then you can just get straight into the actual game itself. I think the intro goes for about 2 or 3 minutes.
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Honestly, such a good intro. Holds up to this day. Sets the scene very well for what's to come.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
It's actually really nice to see Doc Mitchell again. And this Xbox 360 keyboard is a bit retro as well. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
I usually don't pour too much time into the character creation. I find it pretty limited. You can make some pretty funny characters. I like this guy. He's pretty cool. I'll put a little bit into him. I like making him a bit funny. He looks like a bit of a scrapper.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
I actually am a big fan of the Vigor Tester machine. I think it's really cool. They've put a lot of time into it, and it's kind of cool considering you see it once in the game.
Quick if you got back all your faculties.
Another thing I kind of find cool about it is the way that they made it based on the special stat that you either put the highest or the lowest. Doc Mitchell will say a certain line. We'll probably start off with 6 on strength, 6 on perception. Endurance is health as well. Charisma, we don't really need much because New Vegas doesn't really play with charisma. Like, you don't really need it. It's a dump stat. Intelligence is a good stat to have. Bit of agility. Yeah. I like having higher luck so you can get into the gambling later on and make some good caps. We'll put up endurance, I guess.
Huh. Must be some frontal lobe damage.
Yeah, he mentions the frontal lobe damage because you've got the 1 charisma. So he's got lots of different voice lines based on your stats.
What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
This is another kind of cute thing you do at the start of the game. It's good that New Vegas is so quick. You can be in this room for 5 minutes and then you're into the game. You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog. House.
You don't really need to answer these any particular way because the skills are assigned. You can reassign them yourself.
Night. Light. Mother.
To the classic answer here, the human shield. It's pretty out there.
Okay. Now, I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature. I ain't given to relying on others for support. I'm
just going to go through these so
I'm slow.
Can just select what I want.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on. Almost.
I do like this part of the test where you get to see the pictures. They're kind of
Tell me what you see.
some of the answers are funny.
Okay. How about this one?
I'm too embarrassed to say what it looks like. It's just a classic.
Last one.
This is where the iconic 2 bears high-fiving meme comes from. Sadly, it's not in the game, but there is a mod, I believe, that you can download that lets you answer two bears high-fiving for this one.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so...
We'll go for guns, lockpick, and speech.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Wild Wasteland is great to go for. And I'm going to go for skilled as well. I find it, pretty decent. XP is not a huge thing. I'm planning to do lots and lots of quests, so I imagine ranking up is not going to be an issue. So I'll go for skilled. Everything else tends to be like a reasonable sacrifice for what you get. Like, I don't like the ones that are affected by time, because most of the time I don't pay attention to what time the day is in the game. Yeah, skilled's what I like. So I'll get 5 points on every skill, but you suffer 10% experience gain from now on. Yeah, that's all good.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
I'll just have a quick look around the house, see if there's anything I want to take. They actually introduced so many mechanics in Good Springs, like, things like this, showing you that the repair skill might come in handy going forward. I do have the 25 repair. That's probably because of the skilled trait I took. Take me up to... Oh, see, look at this. Oh, I even have 25 science. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. Doc Mitchell's actually quite generous. He doesn't really mind if you take things, which is good. He's got some pretty good stuff. Like, I've just taken everything at that, but you'll see that a lot. I have a habit of opening a box and I'll just take the full contents, and then inventory management's a problem for another day, I guess. I mean, these medical supplies, it doesn't hurt to take everything. I've taken a knife there, nothing in the footlocker. Take some fruit. Take all the stuff in his fridge. I mean, it's so generous that he doesn't consider this stealing at all. Like, Doc Mitchell as a character is just a living legend in the Fallout universe, because he finds a random stranger, patches them up, lets them stay in their house for several days, lets them take whatever they want out of their house, and he's just friendly. Like, it's just awesome. Take the hat on the way out.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway. Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
I'm not going to do hardcore mode. I think this is one of the few things in Fallout New Vegas they didn't execute 100%, perfectly in my personal opinion. It's just doesn't really change much of the gameplay for me. I kind of just enjoy just chilling, considering it doesn't take fast travel out of the game. It doesn't really make a huge difference. Yeah, I'm just not going to do it. I might do it at some point, but yeah, I'm not a fan currently. All good. and once again, Doc Mitchell's just a legend. He's given us a Pip Boy. He's given us clothes. You know, he's just a legend, which is... So I'll put the hat on. We got a few things, which is good. This is like a cool little intro scene as well. Oh, here's the 50 DLC pop-ups. I did have the Courier's Stash installed, which gives you additional weapons and armor at the start of the game. But it actually, I think it makes the game a little bit too easy. It gives you like a grenade launcher and really strong armor, especially for early game. So I deliberately uninstalled the Courier's Stash. It's just, yeah, like just for the purposes of doing a, vanilla playthrough and, looking at the game like the way it was intended to be played when it originally came out. I mean, obviously we'll have a look at the DLCs, but the Courier's Stash was just overkill, I feel like. The game plays a little bit better just with the basic stuff that you get. And, if you have the Courier's Stash, you can go over to the general store, see Chet, and probably make like 1,000 caps or a ridiculous amount of caps straight off the start of the game, which I don't know, I just find it like cheapens the experience a little bit. I mean, it is fun depending on what you want to do. Like if you just want to just hunt down monsters and destroy them, it's definitely something good to have. So we're just going to go into the saloon and see Sonny smiles. You got to take Doc Mitchell's advice, see how we go.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to. Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon. Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit it. That's the right idea. Look down the side. Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your aim. Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
I find it funny how you've crouched down to aim better, and then it enters into the dialogue, and Sunny just looks like she's looming over you. It's pretty different.
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
I'm gonna do a bit of this tutorial. It's a bit of fun. It's so funny playing this game where there's no sprint, no real movement mechanics. You play modern games Call of Duty or Apex Legends, and you're just so fast paced all the time. You go back to this game, the best strategy we had for movement was just spamming the jump button, and you felt like you were sprinting a little bit. I mean, what has it been? It's been 15 years since this game was made and came out, and the mechanics of this game were designed for Fallout 3. A lot of the mechanics, the movement, pretty much the engine, and that was even older, probably 17, 18 years. Obviously the graphics aren't mind-blowing, but I think it holds up reasonably well. I mean, you play the newer Fallout games like Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, obviously they're a lot smoother. But yeah, it just has charm to it. I just think it really immerses you
We got some geckos
in the Wild West, in the
bunch of little monsters is what they are.
In the desert.
Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko. Let's see if we can get a little closer. Okay, you're on. We'll give him
Oh yeah, there it is. Nothing in that one.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few caps to me. Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes. Come with...
And I think, like, you know, it's just about pacing of games as well. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, super fast paced, like, intense all the time. Like, the slow burn, I feel like, has charm to it. You know, it's kind of, you know, you look out on the horizon and you see, like, Vegas, or you see something in the distance in this game, and you think, you know, I can go there. Like, I can, like, you look over there and you think, oh, that's a roller coaster. Like, I mean, I should probably focus on these geckos. There is someone being attacked by them. Talking about the, oh, yeah, that's, it's almost like someone wasn't at their post. Well, hopefully Sonny didn't notice.
Ah, hell's bells. There's not a day passes by I don't tell people not to come here by themselves. Some people, your word just isn't good enough for them. Then this happens. Well, it's a part of life out here. Best to accept it. But you did what you promised, staying out here with me. Here's my end of the deal. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
I'm going to end the tutorial. I don't like this part of the tutorial. It's kind of tedious. She wants to teach you how to, like, use campfires to make, I think it's healing powder. And you go pick up a different, like, fruits from the ground. Or, like, you go harvest some flowers or something. And, yeah, I'm just not a fan of this part of it. So I'm going to end it here.
I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and...
Yeah, so it looks like Sonny did notice. I mean, like, the Wasteland's a brutal place, you know? You go out by yourself, you know, on the outskirts of town. You're bound to run into some geckos. No one's fault, really, here. Definitely not mine. You know, we don't like to point fingers. So we're just going to go back to Good Springs.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out. Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him. Cobb hasn't exactly been looking for Ringo too hard. I think he's afraid that Ringo will ambush him, which is probably true. He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill. Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him. Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. It was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now.
Okay, so we're going to talk to Ringo.
What the hell is your problem?
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me? Sorry about the gun. You just called. We got off to a bad start. What say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan?
I like how he's straight into like wanting to play Caravan. I guess they wanted to shoehorn Caravan into the game pretty quickly. If you're not familiar, Caravan is the card game that I think it's created just for this game, and it's a bit to wrap your head around. We might play it at some point, but yeah, it's like it's pretty complicated, but they like to promote it.
Yeah, he doesn't look very tough though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I could handle all of them in a gunfight. I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the... We just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board... Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
Here we go. Pressure's on. Oh, first try. That's pretty good. Always look at the loot to value ratio. You know, we're looking at 1 weight for 10 value. That's not bad. The vision batteries aren't bad as well. 6 to 75. We're going to rally the troops. Try to save Ringo from the powder gangers. And the great thing about like this little conflict that happens, it's all enclosed to Goodsprings. So whatever way you do it, it's not going to have an effect on the greater world. So you can make whatever mistake you like in Goodsprings, and it's not like it's going to affect any of the big factions. It teaches you a lot. It's really good.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer? Say no more. I'm in. Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo, but I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually. However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people around here look up to Trudy. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might... I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere, and Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Talk to them as well. Finally, there's a good chance we'll all end up with extra holes in us. So if Doc Mitchell could cough up some extra stim packs, that'd be great.
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk, but I suppose you have to...
So here we go. First speech check.
I was planning on sitting this one out, but for some reason, I can't help but like you. I'm with you. Let me have a word with a few other folks, and I'll see if I can't round up some more members for this militia you're creating. While everyone does own a gun, we could stand to be a little better equipped.
And that's why charisma is essentially useless in this game. You know, with the speech checks, as long as you've got the skill at the right level, you'll just pass it. There's no probability happening. You know, there's very few circumstances where the charisma itself comes into play.
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. Well, I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you're hurting for caps. I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the Now just hold on.
So we need barter for him, and like this is another great design choice. They have the different characters want the different checks. You know, the shop wants barter, Trudy wanted speech. I think when we see Easy Pete later, he wants explosives. I mean, I'm not going to try that because it won't work. We could look at trying to get a magazine, which will boost it by 10. And then maybe another, like, chem or something could boost it by a few. Something that I missed for a long time was this shovel. I believe you can pick it up. It's not saying you can pick it up right now, but if you do pick this shovel up, it lets you dig graves, which I know sounds a bit grim, but it's good looting. Yes, we'll come back for that because Chet's in a bad spot right now to pick the shovel up. Mark my words, I probably won't come back for that. We'll go see Doc Mitchell, see if he's got any stim packs to support us in the fight.
Welcome back. I had hoped you wouldn't need to come. Seems like wherever I go, I'm not much good in a fight with my bum leg.
See, Doc Mitchell's just a legend. Like, he doesn't even need to check at all. He just gives you the supplies, which is just, once again, he's an awesome guy. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you? Too dangerous. Gonna kill all yourselves if I let you touch it. Better to leave it buried. Safer that way.
Here we go. This is once again that skilled trait coming into play.
Uh-huh. Guess you know what you're doing. I'll go dig it up and get it ready. You'll have it by the time the fighting starts.
First level up. Honestly, looking pretty good for level 2. Just doing a few different skills right now. I'm going to put speech up a little bit more. The vast majority of enemies in this game are males, so 10% damage against male opponents could be really good. I reckon I'm going to go for Confirmed Bachelor. Not really sport for choice with perks in the early days. Probably good to start the fight at this point. The only person that I didn't convince, I think, was Chet.
So what's going on? Did Sonny agree to help us? Well, I guess that means we're ready to go. All right, I'm ready. I hope.
Here we go.
Time to look alive. The powder gangers are here to play.
Wow, that was good timing.
Oh, Easy Pete came through with the dynamite. Here's your supply. I really hope I don't blow myself up. I'll be set up near the store. Let's hope that the gang doesn't manage to make it that far.
Oh, actually, I'll use some dynamite. I think it's a bit rough in this game, but I'll give it a go. It's just a bit of fun. I think my explosive skills is nothing crazy to look at. Another thing like that shows the age of the game and the game mechanics is the fact that the dynamite has to be equipped by itself. Like, you can't have it as like an assigned, throwable.
Howdy.
So you equipped it. This is probably a bit of a suicide mission. Running into fire. Oh, my health is not looking great. Okay, did not go to plan. We'll try again. Maybe the dynamite is not the call. And I mean, like, probably the thing that got me last time as well is I kind of kept them out of the range of all the Good Spring residents. Pretty sure we want to try to keep Ringo alive because he's the person that's probably going to pay us. It's always important. It's Joe Cobb. Oh, here we go. Once again, teaches you about mechanics.
I owe you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand once I explain things. I'll stick around for a bit longer, but I'll be gone in a few days. If you ever visit New Vegas, look me up at the Crimson Caravan camp.
Yeah, as I was saying, it showed you're liked by Goodsprings and shunned by the Powder Gangers. So it introduces you to the concept that when you do something to a faction, it's going to affect how they think about you. It's very dynamic. Oh, stealth boy. Interesting. Yeah, the dynamite could probably just be sold. It hasn't served me very well. Oh, gotta wear the cowboy hat. Obligated. Yes. This is what it looks like. Incredible.
Howdy. That was a hell of... Can do.
Not a fan of the submachine gun. The dynamite can go as well. Come back to this later. It doesn't work, but he might be selling one.
Looking to buy some supplies? Can do.
Yes.
Give me a shout if you...
So it's only letting me do the graves because I had bought that shovel. Got the snow globe here. We'll quickly check out the school. Some decent loot to be had in the school, I think. I can't get past this fence, but here we go. Not my best aim. That's... Two for two.
I'm glad that business is... Not much, other than there were a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since. I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
So we're just going to head east as Trudy suggested and see where it takes us. Few powder gangers here. I mean, I don't think I'm going to cause trouble with them. They're not causing trouble with me. Nothing really worth looting off them, so just keep going to this mysterious roller coaster.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Prim is off limits. Some convicts from the prison up the road have taken over the town. Everyone inside is either dead or in hiding. What's more, there are 2 tribes of raiders causing trouble in this area as well. You'd be safer heading back up to Good Springs. It's your ass, don't...
So with that, we've discovered Prim. We've kicked things off, so I think I'm going to call it now, and next time we'll go into Prim, see what the town's up to, investigate these convicts, and see what we can do. So, thanks guys. Bye.